The thing she was most afraid that I would do to her, she did to me. Part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. She told me that I am not staying and that I needed to leave. I told her I really didn't want to leave until we had time to discuss the situation. She started to get very angry and threatened to call security on me if I didn't leave immediately. I couldn't believe this girl who I loved more than anything, who was my partner, who I was going to marry, was going to call security on me. I begged her to talk things through with me, and then she went to pick up the radio to call security. At this point I had to leave. I asked if we could speak when she came home from camp that Friday. She told me we could talk but that we are not together anymore. This broke me. After almost 7 years together and all the love and memories and plans for the future, she just ended it like this. With me in tears, begging to work on things, she threatened to have me escorted off the campsite and then broke up with me right then and there. On my 4-hour drive home at night I texted her begging her to reconsider and telling her how much I loved her and wanted to make things right. She replied telling me that I needed to stop contacting her. I took the next day off work because I was an emotional mess. I had to know who this person was and how she could throw away almost 7 years in the future we had planned over someone she had met only a few weeks prior. I invaded her privacy for the first time in our entire relationship and I logged onto her Facebook account. I saw these horrible messages between her and this guy. She had been cheating on me for weeks. I had met this guy. I shook his hand. She introduced me as her boyfriend. This person knew we were in a committed relationship and he still pursued my girlfriend. He is a horrible person. He is a homewrecker. I was going to marry this girl. I don't like to poke fun at people who are down on their luck or having a hard time in life. But this guy is the definition of a loser. He has poor hygiene, a gross ungroomed beard and dresses horribly. He is much older than us, in his 30s. He has no education, just a high school diploma, no career, no nothing. He is a camp counselor during the summer and the camp wilderness expert. He can't provide for her. He can't support her, let alone the family she wants. He can't provide the nice house she wanted, the nice vacations and trips we wanted to take, the expensive wedding/ring, and sending our kids to private school like she wanted. She likes the outdoors and camping, and that's the only reason I see her being attracted to this person. She felt lonely and neglected because of lack of intimacy in our relationship, and she claimed that I played too many video games and prioritized my friends over her. I always invited her to spend time with me and my friends, but she would refuse, saying she doesn't want to sit there bored watching us play games. This guy showed her attention while she was away at camp. He bought her flowers, wine, and chocolate. They were in this romantic environment away from society, sleeping under the stars each night. No real-world problems or stresses. She just totally neglected her commitment to me and our relationship and fell for him. She started an entire emotional and possibly physical affair. It hurt me so badly. He wrote her love letters. She told him her bed smelled like him and he replied that he had sprayed cologne on it. She told him how amazing she thought he was and how she could smell her bed all day. He said he wished he would have kissed her the other night when they went camping together. That it was so hard to hold back their desires for each other. She told him it really wouldn't take much. He said he would blush, but all the blood was rushing somewhere else. She would send kissy faces and winky faces to him. It was sickening to read. Even to type this makes me feel ill. They went to a theme park together and posted pictures together on social media. She messaged him, "My mom thinks we should take these pictures down. I don't want my boyfriend looking into it or getting any ideas. I don't want to hurt anyone." Her mom was like a second mother to me. Even she knew about the cheating. He quoted closing time lyrics to her about every new beginning comes from another beginning's end. When I had left camp that night, he messaged her that he heard she handled me well. She replied, "Yeah, he was freaking psychotic." I wasn't psychotic. I was hysterically crying and begging the love of my life not to throw away everything we have built and dreamed about. I was not acting aggressive at all and I would never hurt her. She came home that Friday to gather her clothes and belongings and move out. I confronted her about the messages I found. She told me that she didn't think what she did was cheating. She said, "I guess our definitions of cheating are just different." I showed her best friends the messages and they agreed that she cheated and couldn't believe she could do this to me. I begged her to stay and once again told her I loved her and wanted to work through our issues together. I just wanted to know why she was unhappy and what I could do to make changes. I told her I found a cheap flight to Barcelona and that we should just be spontaneous and go and just rekindle our relationship on the way. She told me she had made up her mind and that I wasn't respecting her decision. She said she loves me but isn't in love with me. She said she sees a future with this person and that he treats her the way she wants to be treated. I said, how can you see a future with someone you met 3 weeks ago? You don't even know this person. That doesn't make any sense. She told me that she made a mistake. I told her a mistake is an isolated occurrence and something you do by accident. I told her that she didn't make a mistake. It was a conscious decision she made to cheat on me and she had been doing it for weeks. She is just extremely immature and spoiled. My friends and family always told me that, but I just ignored the red flags because I was so in love with her and attached to her. Back in college I took her out to Cheesecake Factory to celebrate her getting into nursing school. We had a nice dinner and on the way out I noticed she was very upset. I asked why and she told me she was disappointed that I didn't put more effort in and told the waitress we were celebrating a special occasion so she would have put a candle in the cheesecake. It was the most ungrateful thing I have heard from her and that was our first big fight. That happened about 2 years into our relationship. I remember kissing her at home about a year ago and she told me she didn't feel butterflies anymore. I just think that is ridiculous. You're not going to feel butterflies every kiss after the honeymoon stage ends, especially 7 years into a relationship. When I surprise her and woo her like I did, that's when she should feel butterflies. I believe she lacks the maturity to understand what she had with me and to be grateful for it. She threw away someone who truly loves her and would never lie to or cheat on her. I wrote her a letter a few weeks ago which was about a month after she moved out. I titled the letter Commitment. I reminded her of all the love and memories we shared. I talked about our dreams that we wanted and all of the trips we would never get to take and children we would never get to have. I told her to scroll back through her social media and read all the posts she wrote and notes she wrote to me about how much she loves me and wants to spend her life with me and can't imagine her life without me. I told her to remember how badly she wanted to marry me and how often she would send me pictures of rings. I said that if she truly had wanted to marry me then she would have been willing to take the wedding vows. One of those vows is to stick together through thick and thin. Our relationship had been in a rough patch for a while now. It was thin and we needed to sit down like adults and work through our issues. Instead, I told her she chose to just jump ship. I told her she abandoned me and her commitment to our relationship. I said she didn't need to have a ring on her finger or a marriage certificate to have a commitment to me. All these years together and all these talks about the future I felt was a commitment in itself. I asked her once again that if she had truly ever loved me and if she was truly the woman I met all those years ago and the same woman who wrote all those love letters to me and made all those posts about how she can't imagine a future with me, then she would come back to me and work through our issues together. Her response was so hurtful. She said she was sorry that I was hurting so badly. She said that she knows we had good times but that she also remembers all the bad times. She said she was always waiting for the good times to turn to bad times and tears. She said she misses my friendship but not our romantic relationship. She said we fought too much and weren't happy. There are more to come. Find out the update of this story, check our channel or the description. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.